Hey, grade 7. Welcome to this edition of Mr. D Teaches Math. Today what we're going to move on to is 1.11, which focuses on a review of how to multiply numbers using pencil and paper. And so the goal for today is to use multiplication skills in an applications and problem-solving setting. Which just means I need you to be able to multiply stuff with pencil and paper. So, here's the problem for today. People who do stunts for movies and television in Canada belong to something called ACTRA, which is called the Alliance for Canadian Cinema, Television and Radio Artists. Several years ago, the rate of pay for an ACTRA member was $392.25 per day. So, Terry Lee, a Canadian stuntman, was hired for 6 days of work. So, the question becomes, how much money does he earn? So, to write that out, what we do is we say it's 392.25 times 6. Notice that we don't have to line it up into the proper place value. So the 6 doesn't have to line up with the 1's column. Everything just gets pushed over to the right. Okay, so here's how we, just as a refresher, here's how we do this. We just start multiplying 5 times 6, which is 30. Don't write the 3, you have to carry the 3 over to the tens column. Then what we do is we do the multiplication first, and then we do the add. Then we add in what we carried. So 2 times 6 is 12, plus 3 is 15, carry that 1. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13, carry the 1. 9 times 6 is 54, plus the 1 is 55, carry the 5. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 5 is 23. Now, there are 2 decimal places in our original question, which means that we have to have 2 decimal places at the end of the answer, which means that Terry earns $2,353.50 for the day. So, what happens is, if there are more difficult sums to be done, then a person needs to, or doesn't need to, but a person earns more money. And so what happened is Terry agreed to do a car chase scene, and so that means that he now gets paid $337.50 per hour for this car chase scene. And the scene took 3.5 hours to film, so then how much money does he make? Again, I've already gone through the first row here in writing, but just remember we push everything so that it lines up on the right-hand column. So I did this first row, 0 times 5 is 0, 5 times 5 is 25, carry the 2, 7 times 5 is 35, plus 2 is 37, 3 times 5 is 15, plus the 3 is 18, carry the 1, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16. So now we're not done yet, because now we need to move on to the next number in the tens column. So 3 times 0, you'll just notice I shifted over one column to the left, so I'm now working in the tens column. So 3 times 0 is 0. That's where I started, in that tens column. 5 times 3 is 15. Carry that 1. I'm just going to scratch these ones out so we don't get confused. 7 times 3 is 21, plus the 1 is 22. Carry the 2. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. Carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus the 1 is 10. So, now what I do is I have to add up my totals. So, 0 just carries down, 5 plus 0 is 5, 7 plus 5 is 12, carry the 1, 8 plus 2 is 10, plus the 1 is 11, carry the 1, 6 plus 1 is 7, plus the 1 is 8, 1 plus 0 is 1, and then the 1 carries down. Now I have 2 decimals here, and I have 1 decimal here, which means I need 3 decimals in my answer. So it goes over 1, 2, 3 spaces, which means that for those 3.5 hours of work, that Terry makes $1,181.25 because money is displayed in 2 decimal places, not 3. So that is a pretty quick review of how to use pen and paper to write out multiplication questions. During our class, we get the chance to do math drills, and multiplication is actually the first one that we've been looking at, so there shouldn't be anything new. But for those who are not in the class and happen to be watching the video, that is a pretty quick crash course into how to multiply numbers together. Anyway, have a great night. Talk to you soon.